215 sets, 1,665 reps, 3.58 hours of total work time. These are the results of doing tibialis raises every single day for an entire month. Now, my Nordic video went down well. I'm sure you guys have probably seen that and coming to this. And if you're not, welcome to the channel, as this will probably be the first video you're watching. Tibialis raises have got popular in the last year or two, at least from my understanding. I'm sure a lot of you guys might have known about the exercise before, and especially in the physiotherapy world, they've definitely been using exercises like this to treat things such as shin splints, but only more recently, thanks to Ben Patrick, his over toes guy, I think it's become a lot more mainstream and a lot more people are talking about the exercise and the potential benefits that doing this exercise can produce. Anything ranging from jumping higher, running quicker, decelerating more efficiently, decreased ankle problems and ankle pain, and yeah, also helping with shin splints. Here's Ben Patrick to explain the different methods and equipment used to actually do the exercise. He explains it much more efficiently than I ever could. His link is in the description, and I encourage everyone to go consume some of his content because it might just change your life.
Wall is easiest to start. Straps most affordable to start loading. Iso tib gives the most load to the ligaments in that deep position for past ankle injuries. Iron shin allows you to use dumbbells. Tib bar gives a great stretch 2 legs at a time. And if you have a Watson tibialis trainer, it's most user-friendly for loading. In zero, we use sets of 25 reps against the wall. Standing farther makes it tougher. Standing closer makes it easier. The rest are determined by load. Using 3 sets of 10 to 20 reps, I try to coach athletes with the strap to 12.5% of body weight, 10% iso tib, 12.5% iron shin, 25% tib bar, or 10% each side on the Watson. We load that tibialis with every step we take, and particularly with hard stops and jumps. So the stronger we are through that muscle, the less wear and tear through the foot, ankle, shin, and knee.
2 other methods that weren't mentioned are using a kettlebell, as you can see here. It's very difficult. You need all the stabilizer muscles in your ankle to really start working, and I think that's why it's probably my favorite, and especially for ankle strengthening. Also, you can just tie a dumbbell to your foot with like a floss band. That's another method that also works. So they're your main options if you guys are interested in doing this exercise. So the goal of this video is to reach the Tibialis Raise standard, which is at
25% of your body weight.
So for me, it'd be 20 kilos for 5 sets of 5 reps. So that was the aim of this, and let's get into results and see if I was able to do it. Now, because I don't want to just dive straight in and increase my risk of getting a problem with tendon, ligament, muscle from overuse, I wanted to start off with just doing body weight for the first 6 days and see what that was like. All the sets are done using the Dent Strength kind of idea done by ATG Mentor. Shout out him. He speaks of doing 1 set every minute on the minute. So I will start, so for day 1, it's 15 reps, and I did it for 5 sets. So it'll be on first minute, I do my 15 reps, I rest the end of the minute that's remaining. So if I did them in 20 seconds, there'd be 40 seconds rest. And then on the next minute, I start my set again. That continued throughout the whole 30 days. So week 1 results, you can see that day 7, I got 8 reps at 10 kilos, and I managed to keep that consistently for 5 sets. And I didn't find this too difficult, so that was good. So we moved on to the second week, and that's when I introduced the lower rep ranges. The lower rep ranges allowed me to kind of concentrate more on strength rather than hypertrophy of the muscle. I'm trying to see if I can get my numbers up as quick as possible. So by getting better at the exercise, by doing more sets, that was my kind of thinking of how I was going to progress quick enough to get the 20 kilos by the end of the week. By the end of the second week, I got between 3 and 5 reps at 15 kilos for 5 sets. So I would have probably gone like 5 reps and then 4 reps, 4 reps, 3 reps, 2 reps, something like that. Then you can see for week 3, day 21, I kept the same thing. I hadn't seen much improvement, and I got the same result of getting between 3 and 5 reps at the 15 kilogram mark. So I was a little bit disappointed that I couldn't really push for the 17 and a half, but I also know that rushing too much is not worth it, and that patience is key, even though the premise of this video is to rush as much as possible. I did later in the 4th week, I got 17 and a half between 1 and 3 reps. So nothing outstanding because the reps weren't that high, but I was still getting much more than what I would have been able to at the beginning of the month. And then from day 27, 28, 29, I took it really easy, kind of like a mini deload for the final day to see if I could actually hit the 20 kilo mark. I don't have a 10 kilo plate. It's only a 9 kilo plate, I think. So that's why it's 19 kilos. But upon speaking about it today, I realized that the bar is actually 1.8 kilos. So this was really 20.8 kilos. So I didn't manage to get the 5 reps at that weight, so I was pretty disappointed. But in all honesty, I'm not too worried about the actual numbers. Obviously, that's the goal, to see what I get. But if it's not actually helping me in my everyday life or in my running or jumping, then what is really the point of it? So that's where we get into my anecdotal experience of what actually I've felt has improved. And without a doubt, the number one thing is my ankle strength. You know, it's easy to look at the tib muscle and think like, yeah, this is what I'm working the whole time. Yeah, you are. But the pain in both my ankles has pretty much completely gone. My left ankle is completely pain-free, and my right ankle is probably like 95% pain-free. And I've had a lot of ankle sprains over the past couple of years, or even the past 10 years, just playing soccer my whole life. And it's something that I've always kind of ignored and just thought, never really even thought about it at all. After learning more and opening my mind a little bit more, it's like, why ignore the things that bother you? Go after them. If I've got a sore hip flexor, don't ignore it. Strengthen it. Get better at it. Get it stronger so that you can not even need to warm up and be ready to flex that hip as hard as possible. Same as ankle strength. Every time you plant your foot in soccer, I would be getting pain, and just, you know, it was just kind of in the back of my head and I didn't really think about it. Even doing a trivela, which is like hitting the ball with the outside of your foot, I could never do that at all. I still can't do it because I haven't got the technique, but before even just impacting the ball, I'd get pain shooting right through my ankle. And thanks to these, they have completely gone. You can see here, look at my ability to balance on one foot while pulsing each side on a kind of foam pad. I couldn't do that without the foam pad at all when about 2 months ago when I was at the physio after my calf surgery. So that's something that's really, really improved. Now I can do it pretty easily. I'm up to the stage where like now a challenge is completely closing my eyes. So there's still room for improvement, but honestly, that is the biggest number one thing that's happened. I didn't see much increase in my vertical from a run. Nothing notable that was like, okay, there has been a definite improvement here. So I can't speak on that. But I've never had too much kind of shin splint pain, only little bits now and then, and I've had a lot of calf surgeries anyway, so it'll make me a little bit more difficult to actually discern whether it's helped or not. But for me, the ankle rehab has made this month entirely worth it. Whether or not I got the standard, I don't care. If you guys have pains somewhere, troubles, lower back, hip, knee, you guys can figure it out. I promise. Don't ignore them. Don't ignore them and just keep going on with life. Just go out and fix them. Obviously, there's always exceptions to the case, but if you decide that you can't fix it, that's you, closed-minded, and it's never going to get better. It still may never get better, but at least you tried. It's better to have tried than failed than not tried at all. I want you guys to tell me down below what your experiences with doing tibialis raises have been. Tell me if you've felt like your verticals got better, running, shin pain, ankle pain, anything like that. I want to hear it from you guys. If you guys made it to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I will see you in another video next week. See you then.